Joining us now on ICANN Media is Lesley McGilp, and you're with the Saskatchewan Research Council. You've got a lot of your group has a lot of presentations going on here at the show.
We do, yes.
Why is that?
Well, we're a knowledge company, and so rather than having a gadget on the table that people could learn about and understand our company, it was important for us instead to present and to give some background on the sorts of project work we do and the ways that we help industry.
Okay. Well, let's talk a little bit about the organization first. How is it that you do help industry then?
Well, we're a research and development firm. We've been in business for over 67 years. We have 1,800 clients in 24 countries worldwide. And our focus areas are energy, environment, and mining.
And you gave a session here as well today regarding pipelines. What was it about?
I'm the manager of the Pipe Flow Technology Center at SRC, and we actually have a 54 history studying the fluid mechanics of complex mixtures. So our specialty is slurry flows, and this is highly applicable to the Canadian oil sands. They're our largest client, although we do work with mining and with heavy oil as well. And so my talk today, I just gave some background on some of the things that we have provided to industry as solutions over the years. We have an SRC pipe flow model that has become an industry standard for slurry pipeline design in Canada and worldwide, actually. And we've recently improved that model. Now it's a multi-species model, our new form, which means rather than having to average out the size of particles in your slurry and just pick the average D50 particle size, you can put in the whole particle size distribution. This is important when you're dealing with a slurry that we would call bimodal, so you have a lot of small particles and a lot of large particles in your slurry. An example of this would be ore hydrotransport in the oil sands, where you have your fines and your clays and fine sands, but you also have rocks and lumps in that mixture.
Okay. When it comes to pipelines, of course, the public hears a lot about them these days, and generally it's to do with like Northern Gateway Pipeline or Keystone XL. If you were trying to express to the public, I guess, both the importance and the safety of pipelines, so what would you say?
Well, I mean, pipelines have been around a very long time, and there are a tremendous number of pipelines already in the ground, already transporting all sorts of different mixtures across our nation and every other nation in the world, likely. And they really are, a highly efficient form of transport. They're much more environmentally friendly from that perspective. If you're comparing it to rail, they're also much less likely to have an incident or failure. In fact, transport by rail is 20 times more likely to have some sort of derailment or accident versus a pipeline. So from the point of view of efficiency, which is very important when you consider environmental and sustainability, and from the point of view both of public safety and environmental safety, minimizing incidents, pipelines are a better choice. And
you, with your company and working with them, I guess you can confidently say you see things getting even better as the future comes along?
There's a tremendous amount of research going on in a variety of areas related to pipelines. I think that in order to increase public comfort with pipelines, we probably would benefit from a little bit more research in pipeline monitoring and a little bit more in that area. And so I think that is an area that will see more attention and more development. But I do think that a lot of the struggle with those lines at this point is not so much the science or the technology behind the pipeline. It's about people's comfort about what's in the line and whether they fundamentally agree with that whole concept of what's being transported.
And the fear that there might be a tragedy as well, obviously.
Yeah.
Because there aren't a lot, but when they happen, sometimes they can be quite devastating.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hard-pressed. I'm sure there have been incidents where there's been a fatality related to a pipeline explosion, but I'm really hard-pressed to think of one.
I'm thinking just of spills. That's often what people make reference to.
Right. So, I mean, with spills, I think the most important thing is quick detection of an issue. And certainly if it's a large volume spill, you're going to know. You're going to see a drop of pressure on your line, and you're going to know that that's happened.
But the technology today obviously much better than the technology of, say, 10, 15 years ago when it comes to pipeline and transporting the fluids.
Well, we're always getting better. We're always learning more, and we continue to strive to improve performance. So.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Lesley.